Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending. Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Have you ever kept goldfish as pets? They're very cute.
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Fireworks are for now, but friends are forever.
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending. Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending. Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Have you ever kept goldfish as pets? They're very cute.
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending. Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
If we've got nothing else to do, why don't I tell you a story?
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Have you ever kept goldfish as pets? They're very cute.
Sure, never had a goldfish. Alright, hi, let's begin this, hopefully, today, with less of 3-hour-long Windows updates, like yesterday. And yes, it took 3 hours to completely finish. Oh boy, Windows, you can go and jump off a cliff. Anyway. Let's see. So, I stopped literally in the building, if I remember right. Yep. Actually, is there anything up here? The answer is no. Ooh. That is definitely a stage. Oh, hi. I see someone important. Just sitting there.
These should be our seats. Come on, let's sit down.
Hmm? You're not gonna sit? Awkward. Very awkward.
Hey, traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still, it's kind of awkward if we don't say anything.
Well, your moment to shine.
You little... Of course you put this on Paimon.
Why are you complaining? You always
Excuse me,
talk.
I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
Oh, so you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down.
You keeping your voice
That's
down?
not it, Paimon's sorry. Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So let's talk. But what should we talk about?
I do have to point out, I like the absolute absence of any kind of music right now. There is not even ambient sound. It's just a giant empty hall with 3 people. Alright. Getting even more awkward, Paimon.
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny then? Oh, this is getting more awkward by the second. Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just arrived in Fontaine.
Mm-hmm.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat.
Alright.
And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Alright, well.
Mr. Linney. I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait, Nervillet? Could he be...
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is. Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him.
Is
It
it
wouldn't be
Ludex
too
or
much to say that
Udix?
he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Ooh. Sorry for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to. There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now.
It's the
I
Chihuahua.
believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
Oh my god. Oh no.
Huh? Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
Huh?
I like
So is
how
this what
he
things are
handles
like
her.
between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer.
I like the
I've pretty
dynamic.
much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seat.
Also,
The show's finally
now
about
that I
to
see
start.
him, at least he visually reminds you of
I've
someone.
never
Hold
seen
on.
a real-life magic show before.
What was the name of that character? Yes, that's the game, but what was the character's name? Because he reminds me of him. Characters. Baroque von Zeeks, that's the guy. That's who he reminds me of. That's who he reminds me of, right from the Great Ace Attorney. Literally what he reminds me of, just in blue and a bit better mannered. Doesn't call the Traveler Nipponese or something like that. Anyway. Still, amazing character. Love that game.
Ooh, they're dimming the lights. The show must be starting.
Oh, there are actually people in the audience now.
Sorry. Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Yes, Paimon, shut up.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epiclese. I am the star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Hello, everyone.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today.
Uh-huh.
Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing. I was always under the impression that removing... I mean, since Inazuma, I was under the impression that removing the vision from someone would cause them, you know, to fall into like a slump, whatever. Child just throw his at us yesterday, but his is like in a weird state right now, and these two are just giving theirs away.
Oh, good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry, she'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
Oh yeah?
A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless.
That's... Head pass for the head. Oh!
But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before. So it's time for something truly extraordinary. Don't you
A0,
think?
just in time.
This one's a little tricky.
Okay. Ah, here we go.
Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely, right before your very eyes. It's actually quite simple. She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do.
Oh,
Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
all right then. My day was fine. How about you? Oh, you're going to do the dishes, okay.
What just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't see him do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
What a show.
If we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
That's right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing.
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all. In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member.
All right.
Please, if my assistants could bring out the magical boxes now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here and one is there in the aisle among the audience.
Okay.
I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick. A swap. Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box. Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow, how's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
Tricks. I'm sure we can spot how he
The
does it.
lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector. It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate.
Uh-huh.
Now then, let's begin. Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute. Please, come forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box. I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous.
She
We've
looks
carefully
very
arranged
worried.
everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box.
Uh-huh.
If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meripede.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
She kind of looks like the model that they
Alright.
used for the
Before I
thief
enter
at the beginning.
magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown?
Is it maybe the thief?
Like this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Ooh, Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that.
Of course you would. I'm sure he's prepared.
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted. Let's practice together.
What
Come
are
on,
you doing?
Repeat after me. 60, 59, 58.
All right.
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
54, 53, 52? Huh? Why aren't you counting, Neverlet?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
Oh, alright. You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something.
And that guy doesn't whip out a holy chalice at one point and smacks it at the chandelier.
Are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine, I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic.
Uh-huh.
It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, midair right above the audience.
What? What are you doing?
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all.
Part of the show. Oh. Something happened.
What was that noise? Did you hear it too?
Fucking trapdoor opened. Did it come from the stage?
Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried about it.
25! 24! 23! What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show is what's important.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
19! 18! 17!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown. 10 seconds and change is still plenty of time.
Uh-huh. Oh, that shortcut's in again?
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? Nope, that's not it. I'll try again.
7.
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5. 4. 3.
Whoops! That doesn't count!
This little shit.
Ta-da!
All right.
What happened?
Okay. That doesn't seem to be planned.
Is this part of the show? Mr. Link,
No.
you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Well, he does
no.
look distressed.
Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Yes, that's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
The guard has complete the investigation, okay?
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linny's magic troupe.
Oh.
Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience.
Yeah, that is interesting.
And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance. And there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
The serial disappearances case?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
To pull it off like this in front of an audience, including the Archon and Chief Justice.
I know the truth. I can see
Oh,
through
do you?
the whole thing. Really, using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly?
Oh no.
I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
What?
Huh? Why me? This whole thing was an accident.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased is one of your assistants, is he not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
That can't be right. How can Linny do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
Suspect at most.
Save discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linny and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
What Lady Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Farina said it all.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing. That's
Okay,
right.
so-
I mean you, Traveler. You'll support Lenny, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time we met.
Okay, I was about to say something else, but now I'm thinking like, are we about to play Ace Attorney? Because if so, I'm on board. Also, Farina right now is literally an Archon version of Paimon. Speaks before thinking. Oh boy. Oh boy, this will be something.
Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met.
She's water Paimon, but with an attitude.
But with Lenny's help,
And
our
God
little
complex.
duel ended in a draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order. Well, Traveler, seems Lady Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Linney's attorney and defend him in this case?
Sure.
Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth.
Okay. Auto-scroll?
Linney and his troop are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big shot Outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to hearing it.
Everyone is dismissed and the audience begins to leave along with Farina and Nivelle.
Lenny!
Auto-scroll?
Sorry about
There we go.
everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
Of course! Who wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that?
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor Cal. I know you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
No, hard to say, hard to say.
I understand. Even
Until
I'm
we
not
check
sure what
everything.
happened, so I can only imagine how difficult it is for you to grasp the situation. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But, if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left is confusion. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not, and I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the audience could suddenly disappear, I'm afraid I don't have any answers either. If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
Which is
Yeah.
precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible
no.
could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
Oh, what the fuck? Excuse me, what? Where the fuck? What? No. No, you are neither Watson nor as they call it in this game, Herlock. Get lost.
Paimon bought them when we were
Don't.
reading at the bookshop
True
in the
Paimon.
city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? worry. Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It wasn't from our travel funds.
But anyway, how are you doing, Zero?
Paimon. You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that.
Yes, I will be
We'll be
your
counting
ace
on you.
attorney.
Yes, thank you so much.
Won't let you down.
Yeah, just leave it to us.
Get lost up. Oh my god.
Oh,
Actually,
since
never
we're
mind.
going
Keep
to
that
start
permanent now.
investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Oh, well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right. The truth behind our tricks is going to
You
be
messed up your
important
stomach again?
evidence that will be weighted during the trial. 'Tis truly a pity. As a magician, our magic show is a
What did
work
you
of
do
art.
that you messed up your
We've
stomach
poured
again?
Countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else
Yeah.
if we're going to discuss our magic tricks.
Ah, okay.
We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case!
Oh god, no, Paimon. But yeah, be extra careful, buddy, about what you eat.
Hello, officer. How's the investigation going?
Oh god, Paimon, please don't talk to officials with those glasses on. Or do. Or actually do. Okay, we're Linny and Lynette's attorneys.
I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
Hey, Divine, it's great.
What do you mean?
That is a permanent upgrade to Paimon, if you ask me.
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it.
Wasn't the girl supposed to be in there?
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident. If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive.
Are you both good friends of his?
Maybe?
You can't say we're good friends, but we've known each other for a little while.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
You got hooked on Palia and growing cotton. Well, good to hear. Zan has been playing it as well. I think he started playing it on Sunday afternoon and then played it for like 12 hours straight. I have it like installed, but I barely played any of it because no time. Anyway. But that's not always true.
Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
Oh shit! Oh shit, we're actually doing Ace Attorney shit. Oh. You can use the case record case record to confirm your current evidence and clue collection situation and sort case-related information. You can check as yet undiscovered evidence and clues in the case record, then investigate the corresponding area to locate them. Use the perception skill to find evidence and clues that can be investigated within a certain radius around yourself. This will advance your overall progress. Goddess investigation report. The investigation from the Goddess incident that the fireworks launched at the tail end of the magic performance set a rope dangling the water tank alight, causing the tank to fall and kill Cowell, who was within it. It seems evident that Linny is the likeliest user of the prop to commit a crime. However, the reason for the victim being Cowell and the reason for the chosen lady's disappearance remain mysteries. The deceased identity. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants named Cowell. He was well trusted by all his colleagues. His job was setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. We're actually doing Ace Attorney shit, I love it. Okay. Okay, some people are still here, being questioned, I guess. Case records can be opened quickly while navigating a quest in an investigation mode. Look for clues inside the opera house. Okay. First off, auto mode off. This is where the magic box was struck. If Cowell weren't inside a box at the moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. I mean...
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall. The rope looks pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
Especially fireworks that wasn't even aimed at the goddamn rope. So either Lina didn't realize this was a safety concern, or...
Why are you suddenly so serious, Traveler?
I'm just looking for where the rope snapped.
Whoa. Look!
Oh my
This
god,
bit is made from different
we are
material.
literally doing Ace Attorney bullshit. I love it. I love it!
Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
It seems to be flammable, like a type of flash cotton.
So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in it, then that means... Wait, why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes.
Special rope. This rope was used to suspend the water tank. It suddenly broke when the fireworks were being launched on stage. The investigation has shown that the location where the rope snapped was made of flammable material. The broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. I mean, yes? Maurice!
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the magic troupe members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Could you tell us who she is?
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself.
Halsey, huh?
Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show.
I'm starting to put together a bigger picture here. The missing people and everything. What if the missing people are just people who are trying to avoid paying a debt back? So far the story has shown us at least two groups of people who were fighting basically the group of guys who approached the blacksmith chick to get money from her, but they were also owning money to the bank. So, what if this whole thing over the past decades has been just people disappearing so they don't have to pay up? Anyway.
The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the features of the previous serial disappearances.
Were the victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
No, you know I went to live in already. Fuck's sake.
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
I know, don't worry.
Okay then.
Thanks for letting us know.
No need to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us. It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Information about the missing lady's identity. Halsey is the missing person. Oh, that's what the name reminds me of. Fucking Dr. Halsey from from the Halo series. Anyway, she's a famous painter and came to watch the magic show in order to take a break from her own creative work. She isn't known to have been entangled in quarrels with any of the members of Linny's magic troupe. But did she have debts? Why didn't the MC use the Fatui mask? I don't know. Would have been amazing though. Anybody? Oh wait.
The investigation team has some new findings.
Also, hi Kaida. How's it
Turns out
going?
There's an issue with the random number selector after all.
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
Am I reading that right? Just back from grave? Wait, grave? Since I would like to play D&D, I kind of decided to DM a one-shot for my friends. Nice! You have a good story idea, or are you, what's the word? Are you, using a preset? Pre-made story? It's gonna be a great or fail since I never played D&D. Ah, okay. Oh, since you heard from the Fontaine release, back again. Oh, okay. That's what you meant. Back from the grave. All right. I was like, back from the grave? What?
It turns out that the
Zombie?
seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial or some performance.
All right.
In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
Look, if you're a zombie, hydrate. It will help.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us too.
That's fine.
Bet you see why
Just
I
joking.
was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Even though it's bad for Linny's case,
I'm dead.
I'd better write it down.
Oh god. Okay, random number selector. This device was used during Linny's magic performance to choose a member of the audience. However, the Gardas have found that it will generate the exact same number no matter what. Clearly, someone has tampered with it. Yeah, okay, so... she was meant to be picked. Figured that out ages ago. Okay, box. It looks like an ordinary box, but Lenny somehow moved instantly from stage to being inside of it. How did he do it? Well, if it works like any other, you know, magic swapperoo box where you pretend that you're still in the same box up until the last moment, then he moved underground and there was a recording playing in the original box. The game is going fine, having fun. Had to stop yesterday way too early because, you know, Windows decided to load up an update and install it for 3 hours straight, so I had to stop playing. But as long as Windows doesn't do the same thing, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. Okay. Who are you?
I see that you're investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
How's your return to the game been going then for you, Kaida?
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it. It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Lenny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
The thought was probably a trapdoor. Oh, not logged in yet? Okay.
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Lenny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that. And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right.
Nice.
Leading to a particularly rough landing.
Well, enjoy then. Then wouldn't the water tank have started to swing a bit in that case?
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
Strange sound during the magic show. During the switching performance, there was a audible thump that many audience members heard. Okay. Any tiny little thing, extra bit that is not part of... Okay. Well, all I can say is, if you haven't played in a while, you will have quite a lot to do in the game. I'm playing almost daily, and I have a ton of stuff to do. Yeah, enjoy the game too, and thank you for stopping by. All of you two? Okay.
Lenny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
Okay. So that's done. Oh, outside? Oh, in the hall. Oh. What's happening here?
You! Yes, both of you! Over here!
Oh, shit!
I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Milady. If I were to play D&D, which race and class would you pick? Race, no idea. Class, probably starting class would be Warlock, because I already had an idea for some Warlock shenanigans from last year, but yeah.
Well, you're right on the mark about that one, but who are you?
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
Spina di
From
Rosula?
mediating disputes and providing protection to solving conundrums. You name it. Spina di Rosula does it. And
Milady?
I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Alright.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
Boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus. Demoiselle's various daily needs and affairs are under my purview.
That is some growly voice.
Boss? Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Just call her boss.
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies,
Oh yeah, she was
Demoiselle.
Geo.
Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Alright.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rosula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So you want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
Really? We think so too! That's why we're looking for clues now! But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
Alright. Also, her outfit looks fabulous. I love it.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
I don't trust the Archon.
What's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Good judgment. Well, when you put it like that.
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
Well?
If it's done Ace Attorney style, then sure. I'm on board.
And why would that be?
Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside. Something serious like a trial shouldn't be treated like entertainment.
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I too think that the traveler's response was most.
I have a very
No
growly
matter how
voice
wonderful
sounding
the
like
script
that.
or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in fact. And if that can be done, boss, then
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Wait! Since when did we become assistants?
Oh, well, I can be the assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like.
Yes, you can be my
I'm really
Susato.
not that fussy.
That's more like it.
Or what was the one in the old games? Shit. What was the other assistant called? From the modern ones. Can't remember. It's been so long since I've heard her name. Susato I remember more more so than anyone else because that one's a more recent one. Okay. I think you're missing the points.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth. You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister? And what about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
Does he?
I have nothing to add.
Alrighty then.
Alright.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
Alright. Nope.
Speaking of that, I think magic shows would be very popular in Poisson.
Poisson.
I can see that. Maybe I should try to learn some magic. If I could make things disappear, cleaning my room would be a cinch.
You need not worry about such things, Demoiselle. That falls under my duties.
Oh, right.
Oh, okay. Okay. You're the next main objective one to ask, I guess? Sure.
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
No, we're not leaving. We're representing Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you always guarding this entrance?
Mommy Navio will be a playable character. I mean, they kind of leaked her already, and she's with a vision, so yes.
Undergo a strict inspection. So the missing girl couldn't have left from here, at least not from that point on.
Like, I remember like 2 months ago seeing like a huge, I don't know if that entire picture is gonna be like literally characters that are gonna be playable, but I've seen a huge like list of playable characters from this patch cycle, and obviously she has a Geovision, so yes, she will probably be playable at some point.
I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck. But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave. We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
Maybe, I have no idea.
It's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here. Alright, thank you for your help. This will be useful info.
Entrances and exits to the Opera House. No one left the Opera House during the magic show, and after the incident happened, only those who had their identities cleared by the Gardes could leave. But yeah.
We've checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
Sure. But yeah, Divine. In general, with this game, if you meet a character that is very overly designed in any kind of shape or form and has a vision on them, they're probably gonna be playable. The better question is just when.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable. I'd pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
It's on her left shoulder.
You've arrived.
See?
Who's this?
Right there.
Me? I'm Spina di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower.
There, you can see it better now. No worries.
Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation. And these are my companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
I really do like her entire outfit.
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
Uh-huh.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back of the door isn't the same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside this one.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
This passage linked the two boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel. See this flatbed trolley? The box with the lucky audience member in it would be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Yep.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage as if nothing had ever changed.
So that's how you did it!
God, they're fucking glasses with a mustache.
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Then what about your side of the trick?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
A double and a recorder?
A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
There we go.
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand.
Yep.
When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And
there we go.
what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
She
That's
pretended
how
to
we
be
were
him.
able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
Yep.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all worked! Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
I can tell a lot of thought was put into this.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
This is the scene of the crime, so Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Did you two actually get your visions back? Oh yeah, they did. Okay. He has his pyro vision. The magic trick. Linny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Linny himself would also use the tunnel to get to the other side. Meanwhile, having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. On-stage music box, a magic box structure. The magic box on stage has an additional layer to its rear, in which Lynette, in Linny's clothes, remain hidden. She would appear at the end of the magic trick and lead people to believe that Linny had been able to instantly move to the box on the other side. Audience side. Magic box structure. The magic box at the center of the audience stands has two layers, and beneath it is an entrance to an underground tunnel. This was how the lucky audience member was meant to have been transported without the audience noticing. Okay. Oh, whoops. Examine control board. This should... Autoplay? Thank you. This should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Ladder. A ladder is required in order to return to the magic box above. Okay.
Huh. What's this?
A hook?
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
Linny didn't mention this earlier.
Perhaps it was a prop for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
Dropped hook rope. A rope that has fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied to one end of this rope. Its use is unclear. A broken vase.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
Maybe it was for a trick?
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear. And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish.
A commotion happened?
Look at the vase at this distance.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Broken flower vase. There are many pieces of a broken flower vase on one side of the tunnel. All the water within has been spilled. Judging from the distance, it seems unlikely that it was knocked over by the trolley meant to transport the magic box. Oh.
Oh, these are the clothes that the lady chosen from the audience was wearing, right?
Her
clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Lini didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change.
Right. And do you really need to do that if you're kidnapping them?
Oh my god, her glasses have swirls now. Love it.
Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
Can take the glasses off? The young lady's clothes. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in a tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Okay. She swapped her attire. They need to make more fun of Paimon. Examine tracks. High precision is required to complete this magic show, and tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. Storage boxes. All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. Oh my god, she vented. Amugas? The trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan.
What is this place?
Looks like a vent.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
But there are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes. And Lini and Lynette were in the 2 magic boxes, yeah.
Oh, you're right. Let Paimon write that down.
Tunnel vent. The tunnel vent looks like it could allow one person passage barely, but leaving along with the missing lady seems an unrealistic prospect. Well, she left on her own.
Seems we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes. Let's head back up.
Okay. This really feels like an Ace Attorney sequence right now.
Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. It seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Apologies for the wait, demoiselle.
Demoiselle.
So, what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement.
Oh?
The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnels become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
It seems so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable. No wonder Farina was so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Lini and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
That we shall.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will too?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. And not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Alright.
So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon thought Neverlet called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice. Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
Huh? Why?
Because we've chosen to act as the twins' proxies. That makes us persons related to the case.
Yep.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And even if that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
Thank you, Silver.
Whoa, there's no need for that. Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Of course. I just hope you don't mind the lack of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Not the time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too.
Ooh.
I mean, what better way to properly think through our findings than over some tea and sweets?
I agree.
Huh. Breaking out suddenly doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Paimon.
Just kidding.
Shut up.
Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
What do you mean, no snacks? Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Hey, that's an attitude. I love it.
Here? But how?
Understood, Demoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Excuse me? I mean, I have a humongous who the hell knows where storage.
A portable stove with you?
Wow. Wow.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the Demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
Wow. Wow.
Eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
I love these three. Okay. Oh my god.
It smelled good while it was still in the oven. Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't
Those are not macarons, those are fucking hamburgers.
These two guys carrying all that stuff around? Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
I was giving encouraging smiles.
Love them. Amazing. I love these three. Anyway, that's not quite what Paimon meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking. Aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty, beating egg whites and baking like this?
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack.
Now that I think about it, what is it with the Geo ladies all being super capable and super smart and all the good shit, and then and then there is the ever forgetful grandpa who is just on the sidelines, aka Zhongli, and then there is the goofy Ito who has a heart of gold but is a goofball. All right.
Anyway, give these a try. Fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
Only 3?
What do you mean only 3? These are as huge as hamburgers.
Sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head. You wouldn't be able to
Look,
think
this is the best
clearly
Geo for
about
now.
the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite. Strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
But put it this way. From the first banner when Zhongli appeared to the next two banner when he reappeared on a rerun, I've never gotten him once. Every single time I would either not get him at all or I would just lose the 50-50. So I completely gave up on him, and I do not give a flying rat's ass about him anymore. If he reappears anywhere on a banner, I'm just ignoring it. And I'm not really using shielding characters anyway, so I don't really give any kinds of shits about him. Or any just shield characters at all. I just don't use shields. Anyway. Thank you.
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
Like, I have several shield characters built, but I really don't use them. At all. Ever.
Alright then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber. However, we can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
Apart from the twins, we're left with two other people, the missing girl and the deceased. Yeah.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There's no evidence that this third person even exists.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowell.
Huh. Could Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowell before making her escape?
But she had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off. Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's members.
Were we not thorough enough in our search? From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case.
Nothing is impossible.
Your macarons are amazing though, Navia. They smell great. They're nice and crisp and super sweet.
Well, Paimon's a fan.
They are my specialty after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
Jesus.
What? 5? Oh, that can't be right. Paimon only counted 3, honest.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
It's fine. If you ate them, you ate them. Yeah.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon? How could you? If Paimon ate those 2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach.
Alright, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Maloose, set up the stove again if you would.
What are you doing?
Making more?
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Okay.
Exactly. We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish,
No one will believe Paimon.
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Jesus Christ. The fuck?
Wow, this really is your hobby, huh?
Then she makes the second round.
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the two of you think the case over again. It would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
Alright,
Okay.
thanks for your help, and for the snacks.
It was nothing. A small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Probability of third person being involved. Neither Cowell nor Halsey had a motive, but after having talked to Navia, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low too.
Alright, it's time to put our heads together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh, it's probably gonna be a long and difficult case. There's no point in worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
Uh-huh.
Take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Whoever the murderer was, they must have made preparations well beforehand. This rope was obviously tampered with.
This really is Ace Attorney right now.
People needed to register and reserve a seat for the show. That, combined with this number selector, could allow you to pick a young lady instead of some old fogey. This is probably a prop, too. Oh, looks like it could hook onto a lot of things. Like the Traveler's fishing rod!
No.
This flower vase is probably a prop for the show. But it also could have been used in the crime. Paimon doesn't get this at all. You think about it for a bit, Traveler.
Well, she swapped clothes and probably escaped out of the whole opera house that way.
Why would it be him? How strange.
Oh, I'm missing one? Oh, I'm missing 3. 2 things in the tunnel as well. Okay.
Gosh, no wonder the serial disappearances never got solved. We all heard that noise, didn't we? The performance would not have been visible from where the doors were guarded.
The thought was probably just him
If
being
Paimon
knocked
were on
out.
duty, she would have snuck back into the audience seating. Well, there was no chance Paimon could have seen that the box had 2 layers. And that's why only the 2 of them can perform this trick. There was no third person. And Paimon didn't eat more than 3 macarons either.
Shut up about the macarons.
Digging a tunnel just for a magic trick? Whew, that must have been a lot of work. That size wouldn't have been a problem for Paimon.
True. Okay, so... One thing I missed in the opera house, huh?
Fuse is lit.
That's the wrong button. Now, question is, can I...
Up, and away.
Can I reinvestigate? Can I pick those clues up again? This is only for reading. Well, I can go down here. I've examined all of that. That's the vase. That's the hook. That's the tracks. That's the box. Oh. No. I guess I cannot reinvestigate? Or pick up the stuff that I didn't pick up?
Why would it be him?
Shush, Paimon. Yeah, 2 things in a tunnel. Okay. Yes, it's a ladder. I wanted to leave. Thank you.
My apologies, but accent.
Okay. Well, wait until the next day.
Do? The whole situation is so confusing.
I do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
That is true.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Okay.
Ah, finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
Well,
To be honest, you might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well, now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed.
Shut up.
That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence.
Uh-huh.
But don't let that stop you. I shall be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Look, you're no Van Zeeks. So, shut up.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Clearly reveals the details of the magic trick.
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open.
Oh no, she's way too
Mr.
enthusiastic.
Linney is clearly lying.
Oh no, the finger pointing.
There is There's no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Huh?
Hey,
He didn't hear it?
something's not right here.
Well,
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Uh-oh.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the oratrice's stance on the trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid.
Uh-huh.
Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
Oh, the letterbox.
House of the Hearth?
They're Fatui? Alright.
No wonder they did something like this.
So the serial disappearances were the Fatui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
Uh-oh.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
Uh-oh. That's a problem.
That's
Uh-oh.
irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it. The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my. Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy.
I can't do anything with this right now, right? No. Okay.
Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Linny and Lynette are Fatui.
Order! Order! Mr. Linney, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
There's no doubt about a magician's ability to con others. Given how Linny has concealed his identity, this could all have been set up beforehand. Plus, Child is here in Fontaine along with other house operatives. There must be some scheme at work here. Been a victim of such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Linney.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Uh-oh.
I knew it.
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
Oh boy.
What should we do now?
Time to flip everything. Permission to speak.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. My defense cannot proceed.
In that
information.
case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be
Is
discussed.
that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
I really can't do anything with this? Probably not. Is this maybe the 3 things I'm missing? I'm gonna get them now.
Order! Order, I say! Your request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
Blue Paimon, shut up.
In that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Also, her hair looks like a jellyfish from the back. Alright. Deadlock.
Well, this is awkward.
Uh-huh.
I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up.
Well.
I'm sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Ugh. Paimon doesn't know where to start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain. I know you've clashed with the Vitui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset. But our organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face.
Okay.
I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends. That's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is very important, but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know this isn't all just another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but...
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
Right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies now!
Yeah, if he didn't hear the thought, he wasn't there.
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask.
So what did you do?
We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately?
Yeah.
During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it.
Okay.
From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Okay.
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and
Okay,
went
so
to
you
investigate
vented?
the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
Alright, and what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice.
Someone's voice?
Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came.
Okay.
On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought. After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
But why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates?
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time. It was never my wish to proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges. I believe the judgment will be dispensed as it should.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current problem is that the scales are tipped pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need.
Huh?
The adjournment's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lini's statement. Lini claims that he headed for the chamber containing the Oratrice's core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place, and thus did not hear the thud. The voice in the Oratrice's core chamber. Lini claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that houses the Oratrice's core within the Opera House's underground structure. Okay, those were the parts I was missing. Well, some of them at least. Let's see.
Why would it be him?
Yep, that's here. So the only thing here is the Opera House.
Paimon hopes he's telling the truth. Doesn't seem likely that anyone could have been there.
Okay. Well, let's see how that will work. Before I go and continue this next scene, I need to BRB very, very quickly, so excuse me for a moment.
Fireworks are for now, but friends are forever. If we've got nothing else to do, why don't I tell you a story?
All right. So, let's see. The brief adjournment ends and the nail-biting trial reconvenes.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
Oh boy.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linney's perspective.
Oh my god, we are doing bullshit. Oh no. Let's see. Based on the opposition's accounts of events, you can identify loopholes in their statement. Oh boy, we are doing Ace Attorney stuff. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of facts and replace them with new inferences. Okay. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The oratress will display such shifts clearly. When you find and refute all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth. Oh, I love this.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud.
Uh-huh.
He did not realize that the sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linney red-handed. So Linney proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linney passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth behind what happened.
Sure.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
Quite a lot.
The key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linney experienced and what he saw.
She speaks! Okay, let's see. Linney entered the tunnel as the countdown began. The loud sound was from Linney and Halsey fight, but Linney claimed that he heard nothing in order to cover up the truth. Okay. Linney knocked Halsey out using the vase and removed her clothes. However, was Linney really in the tunnel at the time? No, he was not. Linney claims that he headed to the chamber. Yeah.
Seems this won't...
Okay, not this one. The voice in the is court chamber. Okay, wait. This one with this one?
According to Linney, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Yep, okay. However, was Linney really in the tunnel? Is it the voice? Yes.
Linney went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Okay. Cowell walked in on Linney, so the later knocked him out with the vase, leading to the victim's death. The existing evidence indicates that when Linney returned to the tunnel, the crime had already taken place, and all Linney saw was the broken vase and the clothes, the young lady's clothes.
Linney did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Okay.
Attention!
Oh no.
Detective Paimon has something to say.
Oh boy, speak.
When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is stored. Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent!
Thanks, Paimon. Ooh. Successful refutation, thank you.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
Oh, her cheeks are blushed. I love it.
Of the incident?
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opponent's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
Yes, yours. The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditative fashion. However, you say that Cowell bumped into Linny by chance.
If that's the case, then if Cowell hadn't entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill? Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell them! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident. I'll give you that.
Fucking letterboxing
But
again.
what proof do you have to back your claims?
Look, you're not threatening. As long as you don't have wine and a holy chalice in hand and are smacking your leg against the stand, you are weak. You're no Venzeeks. Do you happen to remember how you refuted Linny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Mm-hmm. Your claim has now become my weapon. Your claim has now become my critical clue. And that's the final one. Information about the missing lady's identity. Oh, these three are actually highlighted already. Okay. Halsey is the missing person. Which is the evidence that Linny wasn't in the tunnel when the crime took place? She's a famous painter and came to watch the magic show in order to take a break from her own creative work. She isn't known to have been entangled in quarrels with any of the members of Linny's magic troupe. Which is the evidence that Linny wasn't in the tunnel? There was an audible thump. Okay, everything else it says irrelevant, so only these three. The thump?
That's right! Linny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance.
Mm-hmm.
This means that when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent. The same clue you used to disprove his alibi
Got the close-ups.
become the best proof. How do you like that?
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic.
I told you, Farina, you're no Venzeeks.
If it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
The murder was... Oh boy. Select the gear icons in the interface to check the corresponding case questions. Select answer and fill all the empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Once you have answered all the questions correctly, you can complete this logic chain. How did the culprit trigger the on-stage accident? The Garda's investigation report. The Garda's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the show ignited and burned through the ropes suspending the water tank above the stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cowell in the box below. If Lini is no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. The magic trick. Lini gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Lini himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in a tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Okay.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
I don't think a third person. I think
Halsey
it's
is
just
the missing
Halsey.
person and an ordinary.
No.
Could
Third
there have
person?
been a third person involved?
No, Cowell? Really?
The deceased's name is Cowell.
I want to hear the reasoning behind this.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
Oh, is that so? How
Oh.
interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then. What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Is Cowell maybe the actual kidnapper? Or was? How can we envisage Linny as having been unable to interfere with the crime?
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
How can I prove that there was an altercation in the tunnel?
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would let... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Mm-hmm.
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel.
Who is the current prime
The
suspect?
deceased's name is Cowell.
Where did the missing Halsey go?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey? Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Okay, so current thought, if he may be the guy who kept kidnapping women for years, he is an older person, so it might fit, or might just be one of the many perpetrators that did that. If he was trying to yoink her, she might have fought back, accidentally maybe already killed him by knocking the shit out of him, panicked, removed her clothes, put something different on that was down there, because there were costumes down below as well, and just mingled back with the crowd, and no one could recognize her anymore? Maybe?
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
Yeah.
The sound we heard may have...
Where did the missing Halsey go?
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So... no one entered or left the...
Okay, so the voice that he heard is
It would
her?
have been tough for both people to fit into that vent.
Yeah, one piece is missing here. The criminal must have understood the... Hold on. The criminal must have understood the methods behind Linny's magic trick and must have been in a position to easily modify the equipment. Leaving aside how he died, Cowell had all the means to commit the crime at his disposal. The strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cowell and Halsey struggling. Linny was not in the tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cowell to bring Halsey out of the magic box in the audience stands. But according to the guard's testimony, no one entered or left the opera house, so even if he had taken her, there'd be no means of exiting. Exiting from the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they would be discovered.
What's wrong, Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Halsey go?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it.
No, we're missing one final clue.
You're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely.
Well, there was also a hook down there.
And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear.
Magic.
You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
Escaping from the water tank. The water tank?
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is no greater sin in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
Chihuahua, shut up. Thinking.
If the defense is unable to make further effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Oh. Objection!
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave... The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well. The vase was not broken by chance. It was used to cover important evidence. The water...
Okay.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind. If there's a similar method where a person could be transformed into water...
She's the water?
Oh, just a moment, please.
Is that your final thought?
You know how preposterous you sound at the moment. How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
Request that we examine Cowell's personal effects.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real. We're talking about two completely different things.
Even so, I trust the Traveler's judgment. The
Thanks.
truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney. Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress. Guards, please step into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased Cowell.
After some time, Garda returns.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste.
Okay.
We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately.
Did he actually turn her into water?
The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
Oh shit.
The primordial sea.
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
Oh, damn.
The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times.
Oh, he actually turned her into water?
One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty.
So the... Wow. So if all the disappearance cases so far over the years are literally just a group of people experimenting with turning people into water, well, that's kinda dark, okay.
The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject.
Yeah.
As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy.
Yeah.
It's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order!
Oh shit.
It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results. But we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor. If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all. Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
Okay. Water from the primordial sea. The liquid the Gardes found in Cowell's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontainians into water.
The rope that strung the water tank up was lit by the fireworks and cut. As such, the focus here is on the water and not the tank. The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism. The rope that strung the The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
The rope.
The water from the primordial sea.
There we go.
Ahem. It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
Oh god. Go.
In the original plan, Cowell would tamper with the water tank rope and the number selector securing his target. When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey. Afterward, Cowell would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Okay.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
Now, it seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cal's death. His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence. I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
Uh-oh.
What?
That can't be. Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic.
Oh, no.
To have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
Oh no.
Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience, allow me to present my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Oh boy. Oh no, not again.
Linny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowell then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea. But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Linny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime. Ultimately, he knocked Cowell out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
Oh boy. Okay.
Am I right, Mr. Linny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Nah, you gotta believe. You're playing Ace Attorney right now. There's always something. A last second clue.
It doesn't look like there's any way around this. Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Oh, why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now, and we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning.
Oh, absolutely
I believe
flawless.
This is indeed the finale.
Uh-oh.
Now then, my good, noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must
There we
ask
go.
you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linney, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Okay.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf.
What did you do?
But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
I understand.
Is she actually still alive? And just like I said earlier, swapped clothes? Alright.
And voila.
Okay. Oh, hi.
Sorry for the interruption.
How's it going?
Isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
To be clear, I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
Mm-hmm.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin?
Oh, so I was right originally. She's the one who killed Cowell.
Cowell. I admit it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And
Oh, so I was right about that as well. She's a thief.
But I
From
was
the beginning.
released at the harbor a few days ago, and
Yeah.
I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey, no wonder you look familiar. So you were the thief. Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me.
Yeah, is it because it was tampered with?
He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was on to me for sure.
Probably
So
was.
I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no reason, and then someone jumped into the tunnel to nab me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box. There was nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes.
Huh.
I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
I'm just happy I was right with most stuff from the get-go. Anyway. If there are practice hand and concealment, probably.
But I swear I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well, that makes everything pretty clear now, doesn't it?
Now it's time to refute the Hydro Archon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Alright. Lenny entered the tunnel after beginning of the countdown. Afterwards, he used the ventilation shaft to leave the tunnel. Okay, that's fine. Cowell planned to use the prepared apparatus for the magic trick to dissolve Halsey inside the magic boxes. Halsey has appeared completely unharmed before all of our eyes. Furina's conjecture no longer holds water, and how would Halsey have reacted when the water from the primordial sea suddenly began to trickle in?
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lily-Ann's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
Okay, that's about Lady fighting Cowell, but there is an evidence proving that a fight did not indeed break out in the tunnel. This one? No. That one.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lily-Ann and Cowell.
Alright. This is... after the fight, then what did Halsey do? Change clothes.
Lily-Ann was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
There we go.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time!
Oh god.
Having been selected out of the blue, Lily-Ann panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lily-Ann had not dissolved. He did not know that Lily-Ann was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket.
So interesting, we are still saying that people from Fontaine can dissolve when getting in contact with primordial water into water, essentially. Interesting.
Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lily-Ann back into the box. The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lily-Ann came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box. With no way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Success!
She knew that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point, all the events that happened in the tunnel have now come to light.
That is indeed goddamn sneaky if she managed to do that while everybody was sitting at the goddamn table, eating them and drinking tea. How the hell... Alright, anyway.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Bravo! Bravo!
Hey!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements?
That speechless?
Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Oh.
Wow.
If you bark a lot, you get...
She's like a deflated balloon now.
Yep.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With some modifications to the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine, and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Hey.
While there is much in Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case at least can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Was that just... Are you fucking shitting me? That was just the animation for summoning in Star Rail. Wow.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
Cool. Did you pull a 5-star?
Great
What the
work,
fuck?
partners.
Thank you all. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's not celebrate just
Next,
yet.
I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn. How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
Yes, please.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery?
Who are you now?
Evidence that you dared to bring before this court.
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes?
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly! Unless you want to earn yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
The higher-ups?
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes? Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes, I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
It's a
We've
drug?
been in this business for a while now, and have made decent mora off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
Oh, shit! He turned to water. Oh, crap. Okay, so it is a thing.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Damn. However, nothing is found on the scene apart from the liquid left behind after Fuck.
So, we're just going back now?
Well, the problem seems to have been solved for now. We're not needed here anymore.
That's true, but...
Traveler, Paimon, please wait.
Hmm? Oh, she's refusing to speak to him.
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't wish to see anyone be falsely accused. I just wanted to be sure that we're square.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
Well, it's a title.
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Sure.
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me.
Oh boy.
I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift.
Wow.
I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Wow.
No. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
Huh. So what happened after that?
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
That's right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement.
Oh, Jesus.
All of them orphans.
Oh my god.
Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
The nymph is after the gnosis, isn't she?
She has her own plans.
Uh-huh.
She has gained permission from the Sarita to first use the Gnosis's power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. All of us house members here, Lady Arlecchino herself included, are from Fontaine. We won't give up on defending our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
I'm sorry, but I still can't completely trust you.
It's alright. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
Sure.
Bye, Linny!
Alright. Leave the opera house, huh? That was very good. That was very, very, very good. I loved everything about this little case. That was so Ace Attorney that hurts. But I love it. Even more because of it.
Hey there. What was with the disappearing act you pulled right as the trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
Well,
What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was really only trying to defend Linny. I wasn't necessarily looking into serial disappearances case.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now?
I'm sure we will.
Given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Ah. I see.
She sounds so disappointed.
I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all. Sorry. I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Yeah, don't say that. We'll be here for another year until the next region gets added.
Ah, and we were having so much fun investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer.
Aww.
Sorry about that. I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
More scones? And
Do we
tea?
really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, let's go and have a meal then.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in!
That's...
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
All right then, let's have our farewell meal.
So excited. Offerings to the Fountain of Lucine. Okay, I think this one I'll continue... Okay, this just popped up. I'll continue this tomorrow with... not tomorrow, sorry, on Saturday with the Archon quest or whatever this is. Was it still the Archon quest? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll continue this on Saturday with that one. I want to see what this is now. And a world quest also popped up. Okay. Fountain of Lucine offerings available now. Okay, what's this? This seems to be working on any of the fountains, huh? Okay, found music. Didn't even notice that inside. Okay. What are you? Is this like offering the tokens from the chests to something? Oh, I think it is. You can throw the hydro sigils you obtain across Fontaine into the Fountain of Lucine outside the Opera Epiclese to raise its level and obtain valuable rewards. Yeah, okay, it is. I have one. Oh, okay. This region is sharing these components for crafting with Sumeru. Okay. All right, 50 levels again. The usual. I do not have anything right now, so can't do anything with that. Anyway. Let's go and see what's up with the blacksmith. I don't presume you have commissions for me yet.
Ad Astra Abyss.
Yes, applesauce. Why did I click on that?
Ad Astra.
Actually, wait. Where was I able to do that from before? From the book, right? Oh, first off, give me this. Thank you. Commissions. Can I cannot change them to Fontaine yet. Okay. I need to do a quest for that. Probably. Okay, what's happening here? What do you have? Is it to unlock weapon crafting or something? There's still room for improvement here. The hammering for still isn't quite right. The materials used are all the same, so is this due to the difference in forging methods? Or where the harder material is made into the outer layer, and one where it becomes the inner layer instead? If that's the case, should the corresponding force be preset, or should I make an adaptive mechanism that sets the force based on forging method instead? Oh god. Time to do Paimon impressions. Oh god. Huh? You know, this machine really is fascinating up close. The way it just clings on the metal by itself at this rate, it feels like you wouldn't need a blacksmith at all. This machine isn't smart enough to not need a blacksmith yet. When you need to make something, there are still countless little details that need to be tuned, and the tempering and polishing need to be done manually as well. However, one day I will turn it into a fully automated forge. Anyway, do you have a commission for me? That hinges on how well the auto smith can perform. Then I gotta show you what I've got. Huh? So you're the blacksmith too, and not just the boss? That's right. I wear both hats, wield both hammers, however you want to put it. Surprised, huh? People who find out about me for the first time all end up making the expression you're making right now. Where are the solid chunks of muscle or her arms? She's even leaner than the average person. Well, you are definitely different from all the blacksmiths so far, so yes. Yeah, that's right. Can someone like that really work as a blacksmith? Those aren't Paimon's thoughts. Paimon just continued your hypothetical conversation without even realizing it. No offense taken. Truth be told, letting someone as feeble in body as I serve as a blacksmith is the main point of this machine. Humans can use tools, and exquisitely designed tools can make the impossible possible. Some say that all automated forgings are hollow and soulless, but if you ask me, the machine is just as much of a tool as a regular smith's hammer. Really, I would love to see those smiths knock metal into shape with their bare hands. Anyway, I digress. I'll forge a razor-sharp sword for you right away. But it seems like I've run out of materials. It appears we've used up too much of our materials during the previous rounds of experiments. What should I do? Oh, Paimon knows. For the next phase, Paimon must pull on a mysterious lever. Once Paimon has done that, the forge will rattle and shine before transforming into a mobile machine that will leave to seek materials on its own. What? Automated material gathering machines feels like that would be a high demand design as well. But how shall the difference between the different forms of matter? Could they perhaps use the external reflectivity of surfaces to judge the properties of an object? Mrs. Tell? Apologies, I got distracted. As it stands, the Autosmith is just a hammering mechanism. It cannot transform nor roam on its own. All the materials it uses must still be delivered by human beings. Aww. But if you're interested, you can also give me some spare materials you have collected. When one is testing and tuning their Autosmith, there is always a scarcity of resources. In return, let me offer you some designs from this workshop. I smell trade secrets. How should I put it? To me, what matters isn't the product that is forged, but the tool used for forging. Letting the Autosmith work with different materials to procure more data sets will help the machine create better products down the line. The designs, contrarily, are of lesser importance. So, we are interested in more than just forging the materials. Feel free to bring over anything that you think might be useful. You aren't trying to scam us with some strange and useless designs, are you? What if the next time we are back, we'll just find an empty shop, with no sign of you, the Autosmith, or the materials we handed over to you? No, that would never happen. This counts as a long-term partnership. In such relationships, nothing is more important than trust. I will make sure that the design will be of the highest quality. Besides, even if I could run, it won't be easy for the Autosmith to sprout legs and follow. That's a fair point. Well, that settles it then. I hope this partnership... Okay, yeah. What are you opening? Really, that was it. Introducing the blacksmith. Cool. Are you selling anything? Alright, you are selling these. Which reminds me, because I have to keep collecting this stuff all around the place. Okay, so at least the blacksmith this time around has the blueprints, not a random little shroom floating about. Okay. Well, in that case, let's roam around a bit, because it's 11:30 already, so time to get all the waypoints. How the hell do I get here? Where is this even? Do I need to use the elevator? Maybe. Hold on. Okay, yeah, so it is built... Oh, from there? No, that's not what I'm looking for. No, this just goes up. Actually... Yeah, this is below. Yeah, this is very much below. Okay. In that case, how the hell do you get underground? And also...
Add Astra.
Oh, first off. Okay, you guys are still going. Okay, maybe a quest will show me, or... From there? Restaurant? Hotel.
I came here several times
Oh,
with
wait.
my father when I was little, but stopped eating here as often after growing up.
I didn't mean to trigger this.
The food here will be to your taste.
Oh, don't worry. We haven't eaten at a hotel like this in a while. Paimon's getting excited already.
I didn't mean to trigger this.
In that case, I'll go order for us first. Please wait here a moment.
Can I leave? Shit.
Ooh, everything looks so good. People in Fontaine sure know how to enjoy life.
Why, of course. Go ahead, try whatever you like. If the food's good, I'll make a group reservation for the rest of Spina di Rosula next time.
And if it's not?
Well, then I'll still bring everyone.
That's...
Albeit with only one dish per table.
You, sure have your own way of doing things.
Yep.
Oh, we called this a farewell meal, but we could also treat it like a victory feast, right? We did just win that case after all.
Certainly worth celebrating.
Oh, true. Very true. In that case, boss, we'll have another 2 dishes.
Oh, Jesus.
Paimon didn't mean that you had to order even more food.
Those are some huge portions of food.
Do you think that the mastermind behind the serial disappearances will get caught soon now that this has all happened?
Well, we've certainly taken a big step forward, but I feel that's about it. We know that there's an organization that means to dissolve these young women, but we still don't know what they are really after.
If it hadn't happened right in front of us, Paimon wouldn't have ever believed that a person could be dissolved like that.
Right? Yet it was because this was such a preposterous notion that the investigation could never really move forward before.
Ugh. If only that guy could have finished speaking. We were so close to hearing who was behind it.
In such investigations, even the smallest step can seem like a yawning chasm if the trail of clues is cut off. To be honest, I don't have high hopes for any follow-up that the authorities might conduct. It's not that I don't have faith in their ability, it's just that a different perspective is required in some matters. It's easy to guard against and deceive a single narrow perspective. A shift in thinking is required at such times in order to produce a breakthrough, which is exactly why the Spina di Rosula exist. Those highfalutin folk are not all-knowing. That's why we exist. To seep into the cracks where filth falls through, where their watch fails them. That's the kind of problems we solve.
Seems Paimon thought things were simpler than they actually are.
It's all right. Well, this was supposed to be a farewell meal, so I doubt you have further interest in this business, right? Let's talk about something else. Like, what are your future plans?
We wanted to ask the Hydra Archon for some information, but we haven't had much opportunity to do so.
That's true. We didn't have a chance to speak to her after the trial ended. It didn't really seem like the right time or place to do it anyway.
I see. So, your primary objective, which has been foiled so far, was to have a chat with the Hydro Archon. I've heard that there's a long line of people waiting to meet Lady Farina. I suspect you'll be waiting for quite a while, considering that you missed your chance today.
Also considering that we pissed her off, kinda.
We've heard that she's super popular here in Fontaine, and that it'll be tough getting any of her time.
Well, would you consider some more, unique ways? Perhaps even methods of, let's say, questionable legality?
Guess that's Bina Di Rosula's boss for you. Chock full of sketchy ideas. Well, what did you have in mind?
Well, one way would be to infiltrate a performance troupe at the Opera House, only to abandon your act at the play's climax and ask to speak to her after the performance. I'm sure Lady Farina would be eager to see the ending, and would agree in order to finish watching the play. Don't you think?
Could you suggest something a little more practical? This plan seems pretty hard to pull off. We'd have to go learn how to act, and acting's really hard.
Alright, here's another. Find a way to conceal yourselves under her bed. Then, wake her up in the dead of night and demand answers. Don't let her go back to sleep until she answers
What is
all
this
your questions.
version?
I can personally testify that this one works.
What?
When I'm sleepy, I'll do anything as long as I can finally get some sleep.
What?
That might work, but that's not really the problem. The problem is we don't want to get ourselves arrested.
Valid point. I overlooked that part. I was just thinking about leveraging a person's desire for sleep.
I'm just imagining right now Lumine hiding under the Archon's bed. The Archon lays down and Lumine just slides from underneath the bed. Just a head pops out. Hello, stranger. Have you seen my brother? Okay, how can you overlook something like that?
Alright, no more joking around. Perhaps you could... Oh, I don't know. Cut the line when she's on a break. You did defeat her in court, clearing citizens of hers from false accusations. False accusations she had nearly upheld personally. I imagine that she feels quite ashamed about the whole thing.
You mean that if we catch her while she's on a break, she might be too embarrassed to refuse? Oh, that does make some sense.
That is worth a try, at least.
Why don't we give it a try after this meal? You know, strike while the iron is hot and all.
Huh? Paimon, did you drink my Fanta?
Fanta.
Was this your drink? Sorry about that. Paimon wasn't really paying attention and the cup was right next to Paimon. Would you like to order another?
No, it's fine. We're just about done here.
Alright. Honestly, Paimon wouldn't recommend Fanta anyway. It tastes kind of salty and icky.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Uh-oh. Yeah, my drink also tasted that way too.
Is that so? Huh. Well, in that case, we'll have to blacklist the Fanta here then. If we're all finished eating, then I'll go pay.
Yeah, that...
We're stuffed. Thanks for the treat, Navia.
Ooh. Ooh. Are they distributing the goddamn primordial thing through... through popular drinks?
Paimon can barely float anymore.
Ooh. Ooh. Alright. That's gonna be a problem if that's the case. You could try walking, you know?
That would be so... normal.
It would look weird. Don't try it. No, try it.
Okay. As for expenses this month, we're left with...
How much?
Hey, Navia! What are you doing over there?
Calculating?
Oh, nothing. It was just a meal, you know? Nothing the Spina di Rosula can't cover.
Uh-huh. That was a pretty pricey meal, all thanks to Paimon.
Let's get ready to try to meet the Hydro Archon again. Bye, Navia!
So this is goodbye, huh? Well, if you do encounter any other trouble in Fontaine, you're always welcome to contact the Spina di Rosula. I'll give your requests the highest priority.
Why do other characters have to pay for the traveler's meals, considering my traveler has about 20 million? I could literally buy a city. Okay, Act 2 started, but that will be for tomorrow. Tomorrow, Saturday. Please be marked. Okay, it's marked now on the map, so I can see where it is. Okay, good. That is marked. World Quest is up there. Let me at least go and see what this is about. Adorable. Okay, what are you? Virgil! Are you the storm that is approaching? Anyway. Okay, turn off. Gonna have to turn off auto scroll. I must say, the weather today is simply wonderful. You are quite the beautiful young lady. Virgil, at your service. Okay, pleasure to make your acquaintance. And a pleasure, Paimon, at your service too. Ah, such an elegant name. Such elegant names. Welcome to the court of Fontaine. It is truly an honor to meet the two of you here. Paimon can't stand much more of this. How did you know we're not from Fontaine? With a glance, it is obvious that you're uncivilized. Excuse me. Uh-huh. That you're unsatisfied with being bathed in the soft lights of the city, but feel the city call of the wild, which will never be illuminated by bright city lights. Yes, you're like the heroes in the operas. Yeah, that's totally true. Traveler is an adventurer too, and Astra Apis I can't never say this one. Yes, applesauce and all that jazz. Knew it. Those of the adventurers guild are beggarly. Beggarly? Courageous warriors begging with all their heart to unlock the deepest mysteries of the world. They wake with their eyes to the stars above and sleep with their back to the abyss below. Where there is an unknown domain, there is an adventurer who simply must explore it, bravely bursting beyond the brim. I could not help but notice how your gaze is focused on many things. Perhaps you wish to study our sublime arts, or our intricate clockwork mecha, or our advanced civic culture. Truly the decorations adorning your magnificent city are sublime. Clockwork mecha are exquisite and extremely designed. Yeah, clockwork mecha, go. Amazing. Paimon didn't even notice the decorations, but Paimon did notice that Fontaine has a ton of delicious foods that she's never seen anywhere else. Not bad, isn't it? We have a long and glorious tradition of gourmet culture in Fontaine. Naturally, the two of you must often take your meals in the great outdoors, and thus are unfortunately limited to your ability to sample the breadth of Fontaine's superb cuisine, unable to experience the luxurious richness that is leisurely afternoon tea with a few pastries. You don't look that rich. I've had more of a chance to sample cuisine than you'd think. Hey, Trevor, let's go back to the topic. Paimon thinks that Virgil has a commission for us. Most excellent. My two exceptional friends. Have you heard of the Liliacrus's treasure? Nope, haven't heard of it. Then please allow me to explain. This is a legend of a lost treasure that has been passed down in Fontaine for centuries. Once there was a secret society called the... How do you pronounce that? probably a French accent on that. I'm gonna have to look that up. Whatever. The Acris's forum that was able to attract a great many of the rich and influential. Though they humbly called themselves a forum, their actual plan was to overthrow Fontaine itself. In the end, their conspiracy was exposed, and the distinguished members of the forum engaged in a thrilling battle with the Maison Gardiennage, but were ultimately defeated in the climatic showdown. However, my dear friends, you must know that they were once the richest and most famous of all Fontaine, and they must have gathered a tremendous amount of wealth. Yeah, they definitely did, and they must have had a huge treasure vault somewhere. And when you open it, wow, it's overflowing with nothing but gold, shining like the sun. Correct. They wish to overthrow our beautiful Fontaine, and to do so, they must have amassed a fortune so vast they could literally be said to have more money than Morax. However, this wealth was never found. So that means that as long as we can find the Liacris's treasure, we'll also be filthy rich. Excellent deduction, my dear Paimon. With that fortune and control of synth... Anyway, after a lengthy investigation, I have discovered the location of the Liacris's forum's headquarters. It can be found amidst the underwater ruins outside the city. Really? What do you think, my dear Paimon? Traveler, I hereby sincerely extend an invitation to both of you to become my partners and dive beneath the waves to search for the lost treasure. Even though Fontaine's water is different from elsewhere, Paimon can never forget how she was drowning before being rescued by you. Never fear, I'm here. Yeah, you'll save Paimon again for sure. With that settled, please allow me to prepare diving equipment for the two of you. I should have the correct sizes. No need. Ah yes, I remember. Vision holders may dive freely in our waters, but if it's you, dear traveler... of course, I do not doubt your abilities. Traveler is a famed adventurer, and she must be very aware of her limits. But it just so happens that I do not share the same capability, so I will have to rely on our homegrown technology to keep myself alive. Be that as it may, shall we begin? Please lead the way. Your wish is my command. Please follow me. Our destination is not far from the court of Fontaine. You arrive with virtually like the place described, okay? Wow, it looks so heavy and so hot and stuffy. Actually, you can place mist flowers wrapped in cloth inside the to lower the temperature. As for the weight, well, just put it underwater. There's no time for delay. Let's go, my friends. Time to dive. Pretty. Ooh. Oh. What? Oh. This is very pretty. I just noticed the fucking bombs are censored. Wow. Wow. They censored the butts. Oh my god. What the fuck? What's this? Recovery orb. You will sometimes see these energy emitting blocks underwater. Touching them will cause your character to absorb the energy within them, restoring aquatic stamina and HP. Oh. Even though you're so close, it's been resolved something, huh? It's one thing, culture too. I should mark this. Oh. Sunken Glory. Oh shit, that does look pretty. Okay. Okay, but yeah, it's definitely getting late. So let's yoink the waypoints, at least the ones I can see underwater. Hee. Is that a skull? Hold on. Oh, it is a skull. It's a fossilized dragon. Oh, shit. Hello there. Wow, they really put work into underwater to make it look pretty. It's fucking amazing. Okay. Time to swim. No, jellyfish. No, bad. Leave me alone. The chest is just floating. And now it's sinking a bit. Cool. Oh my god! You are adorable! Uh-oh. Don't attack me. Oh, hi. Who are you? What did I just find? The seals. Ah, you there. You look most reliable. Good night. Please help us. We certainly do look reliable enough. What happened? The evil minions of the Fel Dragon. What is this? Fire Emblem? The evil minions of the Fel Dragon and Narcissus have surrounded Petite Choux. Petite Choux? We must help her. Petite Choux? Narcissus? Never mind these weird names. This seems serious. Let's go over there and lend a hand. Thank you. My name is Anne, a member of the Narzissenkreuz adventurer team. Well, that's suddenly German. Narzissenkreuz adventurer team, please come with me. Well, that suddenly went German. So what did I just do? Oh. Oh, I can attack, right. I can attack underwater. Oh. I can attack underwater, but it takes forever to kill something. Abilities of the transoceanic source water and xenochromatic creatures. Sometimes these strange clusters of transoceanic source water will appear beside you, allowing you to unleash power using your will and deliver attacks. Abilities of the transoceanic source water and xenochromatic creatures. When attacking special xenochromatic Fontaine aberrants, their powers can be absorbed for a certain period. Ah. Hey, this is the pearls that I need. Oh. Sorry, buddy, I need the pearls. I need to kill a ton of you. And this is? Ah. Nice. Okay, so... Okay, hold on. Fontaine's currents. Enter these strong and fast water currents and go with the flow to arrive at your destination. Although you cannot change the general direction you're moving in, you can still move around to a certain extent in these currents. This is actually very nice. Nope. High pressure water vent. As the name suggests, it's a high pressure water vent that can spray out underwater currents and move characters or certain objects. When you have the armored crab shield from an armored crab, you can resist the current's propulsion. Ah. Xenochromatic Blubber Beast's abilities. A pulsing sonar wave that has detection-based capabilities. Holding it down will allow you to aim while continuously releasing sound waves. Ow, ow, ow. Alright then. Oh, I see something to be picked up somewhere here. Oh, I just did something. Sonar resonance points. Using the Blubber Beast sonar capabilities or the Echoing Conch's unique properties, you can discover some locations that resonate with their effects. Sometimes these discoveries might reveal some unexpected treasure. Well, I need materials, so thank you. You're a good one. Hey, there it is. Once again, pretty. First. What did I just... Did I finish something here? Oh, I did. Thank you, I'll take all of that. Okay. So that is that. Okay. But I think I need to call it for now. For today, because it's getting late and I'm gonna continue this on Saturday, at least with the Archon quest, and I'm probably gonna just explore the rest of the map off stream. Just to get the waypoints and the other things, but I leave the world quests, at least for the and the Archon quest for the what's it called, the last 2 streams of this week for Saturday and Sunday. But yeah, this will be it for today, because I do need to wrap it up slowly before I get way too sidetracked. But anyway, thank you for watching. This was fun. We played Ace Attorney. And at least I yelled a couple of times objection. That's something at least. Anyway, thanks for watching and good night.
All the world holds dear is but a backdrop of constant motion. I stand before it, alone and unchanging.